The Ox is with us, David Schwarz. We didn't have him on last week because the Oscar Allen stuff was blowing up. And remember, 2 weeks ago, this happened. He's in a bad mood right now.
And you're poking the bear.
Mate, I've had an idiot just back into me. What a dickhead.
Hello, Ox. Good morning. Gather Round is big. Are you into it? Are you invested in it?
I'm not. I'm not because I'm not going, and I haven't been able to gather around. But I think it's a wonderful thing for footy. I think it's great for the economy of South Australia, and it gathers. And pardon the pun, but it gathers pretty big momentum, and it's something different. I think it's copied Magic Round from the NRL, and I like it. I think it's you need to do things to spark interest, and with the fixturing the way it is, something like this kind of normalises it. So, I like it. I like it a lot.
So it's myself, you, Goss, and Ox that aren't going. So 3 of us, Ox.
No, we're not on the junket, but that's okay. We'll sit back and enjoy what South Australia has to offer. So, but Scotty, you spent enough time there. You don't have to go back there.
Or allowed.
Or allowed.
Coming up after 7:30, we do have Michelangelo Rucci, of course, who is a part of the furniture over there in Adelaide. He'll give us a reason why people should get across there and what's happening in Adelaide football circles. And also Drew Jones, who's on his way with Fox
beauty.
Footy. We'll catch up with him.
I'd love to go. I think it'd be amazing.
Agree.
And I know a lot of people who are heading over, and they're pretty excited about it. I think you can have a fantastic few days over there.
I agree.
I love what the AFL's doing with it.
Hey, Ox, we don't want just because, you're a former Melbourne star and I know the club, you bleed Demons, but, gee,
And
mate,
still a heavy hitter there.
they've got some serious issues. What is going on right now?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. To be honest, I don't know. Clearly down on confidence. Clearly down on style of play. A little bit of personnel. They're starting to get a few back now, but there's no excuse. Their footy's, I think they've won 5 of 19. So their last year and a bit has been pretty ordinary. So they need to find the magic. They get Essendon this week. They've got a couple of winnable games, and if they don't win 2 out of the 3 or 3 out of 3, say goodbye to finals. But I think there's still excitement. There's still belief. And there's still hope. So if that's still alive, well, the players are a chance. But they've got a few weeks to fix it up.
What they do at the selection table, Ox, I know Bailey Fritsch's name's mentioned a lot. He's horribly out of form. Does Simon Goodwin have the kahunas to make some tough decisions at the selection table, or does he say, no, this guy's a star, he was a star, can be a star again, and I'm backing him in?
He got some credit in the bank, so I'd expect him to be still playing. I don't know what selection looks like, but I would say that they go to Adelaide with the best side possible, and if things don't work out there, then round 5 at the end of this week, if they do lose, they'll make changes. But Bailey Fritsch is horribly out of form. The forward line's out of form. It is a young forward line other than Bailey Fritsch. They're building a forward line around Van Ruin, who's played 40-odd games. Turner's played a handful. Sharp's played a handful. So it's pretty inexperienced, but it's probably the delivery in. The back line's not. Just about every facet of their game isn't working. So, they've got a fair bit to sort out. So, a week's a long time in footy. If they happen to beat Essendon, well, things don't look as dire. So let's just concentrate on the Bombers and see what happens.
The 3 coaches where the heat is genuinely on, Simon Goodwin, Alistair Clarkson and Michael Voss at the moment. Who would you rather be? Who's got more green shoots in them?
I think Clarko's building, isn't he? I looked at Carlton's list at the start of the year and I thought their list, but maybe we've overestimated and over probably thought how good Carlton's list is. Melbourne's list is probably plateauing out. Lever's now out until mid-year, so that makes a big dent in their back line. Probably Clarko's list. But gee whiz, any coach, it doesn't matter who you are, it's you're only a month away from being under pressure.
Well, I've got a staunch Melbourne supporter staying with me now, the grandson of Jim Caldwell, who's a great at the Melbourne Footy Club. He was so frustrated last night to hear that Jake Lever's missing for possibly 2 months now, because 2 weeks ago Simon Goodwin was saying that he's going to play. Why do clubs do that?
Yeah, well, I think they thought he was going to play, so it's gradually got worse. So no, they were. I spoke to Goody, and Goody said that he wasn't far off. I think even Goody said he might have been 80-20 or 70-30 to play. So they thought he was close, and either he's re-injured it or it's just degenerated. So yeah, that wasn't. They weren't playing ducks and drakes with that one. They genuinely thought he was going to play, but it's obviously taken a turn for the worst.
The Ox is with us, of course, and don't forget we are here for the wonderful hot honey range at Macca's for a limited time only. So the ladder, and let's go to the bottom half of the ladder and the bottom half dozen. Who would have thunk it? 14th Essendon, 15th Richmond, 16th Carlton, 17th Melbourne. Some real powerhouse Victorian clubs. So I know we expected Richmond to be down the bottom, but we're talking powerhouses inside the system of AFL/VFL, and look where they are.
Yeah, that's equalisation. It's just the way that the competition's made now. That you get your draft picks in, it takes you 5 years to get them right, and the only anomaly is Hawthorn. They just seem to be able to rebuild quicker than anybody else. I don't know why or how. North Melbourne have been down there for a while. We expected Richmond to be pretty poor. We expected West Coast to be pretty poor. You know, Carlton and Melbourne are probably two sides I thought would be closer to the 8. But we're round 4, Tim. We're only round 4, so let's. And the fixturing is not that great at the moment, so let's just wait until we get to round 10, and we'll have a really good understanding of what's happening.
Well, you got to remember, we know Brisbane were zipping 3. I think they were 1-4 at this time last year as well. Sydney were the only ones that were dominating, so there is time. I mean, the whole rule of if you lose your first 2 or you lose your first 3, your season's over. I think that's sort of finished now because the competition's so even. Who's impressed you so far?
Yeah, we saw with Brisbane last year.
Yeah.
We saw with Brisbane last year. They lost their first 5. So, you know, you can make a comeback. But, yeah, the signs for Melbourne and Carlton aren't great. But, yeah, it's amazing what one good win can do, and you get played into form and all of a sudden you're back in it. So, I've never jumped too early, never get too excited. And as Neil Baum used to say, it's never as good or never as bad as you think it is.
Yeah, Baum's the best. Who's impressed you, mate? Adelaide, Gold Coast, have they shocked you or surprised you in any way?
The Crows have surprised me a little bit just with their forward line. I didn't expect it to be as good as what it is. I think Phil Thorpe's a great player. Not an easy name to say, but he's a ripper. Texas in good form. Isaac Rankin, he's a star. Like, he's a genuine star. And in the midfield, he's looking better. But Gold Coast are deep. They, Rao's the best player in the competition. And they're going to win their games at home. So, they're 2 rippers. Brisbane are dangerous. Collingwood have got belief. Yeah, there's some good sides at the top. You're going to have to, if you're going to make the 8, it's going to be, you're going to have to win some tight ones, and you're going to have to continually improve. And the sides down the bottom, other than Richmond, I don't think we've seen too much improvement from a lot of the players.
We saw Sam Darcy in the flesh last week. He was incredibly impressive, but he's a one-man band and makes it very easy for the opposition to mark. If Norton can't draw a footy at the moment, and Jamari Ugle-Hagen's not around, he's going to be a very sore boy by the end of the season. In fact, he might be a very sore boy within 6 weeks. Yeah,
no, he's a ripper. Reminds me a lot of a young Paul Salmon. He's very, very good.
Yes.
And he's just going to get better and better and better. I was actually with his dad yesterday, and he talked him down, but pretty hard not to talk him up. He's a star. He's a star, and he could be the most influential player in the competition within, by a year's end.
Yeah, Paul Hazelby said he'll be the first official $2 million player, the first official $2 million player.
And he deserves it. He deserves it. And I look at Ugle-Hagen, who's probably got as much talent as him, and I just shake my head and just go, wow, what a difference. Anyway, that's one they're going to, it's one they're going to rue and be really disappointed with.
Are you surprised Harry McKay's playing VFL footy? And but not right to play AFL footy. I don't know. We've got to be careful with it. And everyone's different.
I don't know the story. I don't know what's going on. You can guess and you can hear all the rumours going around. I just don't know what to make of Harry. I really don't. And I feel sorry for Carlton. I feel sorry for the whole situation. Players' well-being is paramount. But I just don't know. I don't know if it's. So the problem is we don't know whether they're genuine or not. We don't know what it is. If you've got personal problems and you're still playing VFL, I just you're either right to play or you're not right to play, and he's definitely in their best 22. So I'm not sure, Scotty. Your guess is as good as mine on that one. I just shake my head.
All right, we've had a lot of gossip and all sorts of stuff going on about Oscar Allen. Forget about everything else. Forget about whether he should have spoken, how he spoke. Did they have pizza? Did they have coffee? Who did he meet? Where did he meet? Tom Morris says he's got a 6-year deal at least on the table from Brisbane, and Brisbane are the favourites. He's got 4 years at West Coast. Hawthorn are nipping around just causing great unrest, or Sam Mitchell in particular. What would you do right now if you were Oscar Allen for Oscar Allen?
Gone. He's not worth 6 years. He's not worth $1 million. So West Coast Eagles, move him on and save your money for attracting other players and, you know, putting money into players that want to be there. I know he's the captain, but he's a big part player. He's not a star of the game. You know, we just mentioned some really good, you know, forwards. He's not in that class. He plays. What has he played? A handful of good games in 3 years. So, but he's the captain. So he's obviously got great leadership. So he probably brings a lot more than just his playing ability. But yeah, if I'm West Coast, I say see you later, and you move on.
Kicked 53 goals in 2023. He only played 11 games last year and kicked 20 at a 5 and a 4 and a 3. I think he's better than a bit part player, to be honest with you, Ox.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
He's out of form at the moment, and his body is not great. But I think when Oscar Allen's up and about, I think he's a key. I reckon he's a key forward. I reckon 17 other clubs.
Is he $1 million worth?
Yeah, I reckon he's not far off it.
Yeah, no.
Oh, please. Please.
He hasn't been up and about for a while, and that's the problem.
Well,
will he get up and about again?
Compare him to someone for me, Tim.
Oh, I like this. I like a little off the cuffer for him.
Yeah, a little off the cuff. Well, what's Aaron Norton getting?
700.
Yeah, well, okay. So he's clearly worth 300,000 more than he's getting. There's one.
No, he's not.
Oscar Allen and Aaron Norton. Aaron Norton wouldn't carry Oscar's bags.
Their output's about the same.
Aaron Norton is so far out of form, it's scary. And Oscar Allen...
No, I understand he's out of form, but at their best, they're about the same.
No, they're not. No,
no.
Aaron Norton, you're telling me that Aaron Norton is equal to Oscar Allen.
I think Aaron Norton is...
at their best.
Yeah, I think Aaron Norton is living off form from 3 years ago, as is Oscar Allen. I'm with Ox on this.
I agree with that.
I think I'm with Ox on this.
Oscar had 50 goals 2 years ago. 2 years ago, and then played 11 games. Well, we're only 4 games into this.
What do you do before that? Go back to your tables. I think I'm with Ox on this. I think the output is pretty much the same. I don't go against you very often,
Oscar
Tim.
Allen only started in the system in 2018, which was a premiership year. He hasn't been around that long.
7 years.
Yeah. But you're saying too,
fairly long time.
Well, you look, Tim. You watch him closer than I do, so you see him just about each and every week. But what I see from him, he's good on the lead. He's pretty strong. Is he good at ground level? Not really. Has he got tricks? Does he sit on blokes' heads like Norton does? No. Is he snapping goals? No. He's a mark kick goal type of player.
He's been playing in a bad team for 4 or 5 years.
Well, so was Jake Waterman, and
Waterman had one breakout year
last year. Great year, but he was playing in a bad team. That,
but he's there. He's got.
But he's no Tracy. He's better than Hipwood. Well, he's probably equal with Hipwood, but Hipwood's getting a lot more opportunities because the ball's coming in better. Yeah, it's a good debate. But me, I don't think he's worth $1 million. And if you can get 6 years at $1 million to Brisbane, I don't think sign away, kid. Go.
West Coast will do better out of 2 or 3 draft picks they get for him, or 2 draft picks in a player, than what Oscar Allen's dishing up at the moment.
I'll get something decent for him because they're hard to find the big tall forwards. So, I think he's worth very good trade money. And if he's talking to other clubs, he's clearly not happy with some things going on. So, I'll just give him some advice. Don't do it yourself. Get your manager to do it. It just saves everyone a lot of grief.
Yeah. Can I ask him one question before we get his tips, Goss? Yesterday, Oxo, I know you're on the golf course. Yesterday, I had just want to know how you'd handle this situation. I played at the beautiful Wanneroo. I think you've played there with Hoggy.
Love it.
Yeah, beautiful course. I was the first group off after the behind the senior pennants.
Lovely.
Just under 5.5 hours, Ox, on the course to get through. How would have you handled that? Would have you made a comment here or there?
No, you just fire a couple of balls down their way. Just give them some warning shots early, Scotty. A couple of two-iron stingers, and just give them the hurry up. No, I hate that. I'm playing now. There's not a group in front of us or behind us, so
beautiful.
It's going beautifully. Yep.
What sort of money do you reckon Cam Zerha's on at North Melbourne?
Yeah, he's on
too much.
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah, well,
but North Melbourne have had to pay over. North Melbourne pay overs because they've been down the bottom for a long time.
Well, yeah, but
you have to use your salary cap though. You have to.
But he's been in the system longer than Oscar Allen, and he'd be on more than Oscar Allen is.
I'd take Oscar over Cam Zerha every day of the week.
And says seriously, Oscar Allen looks sloppy and not worth anything near $1 million. I'm not even talking about the dollars. I'm just sort of talking about what should he take. But in 6 years, he's probably not going to get $1 million at Brisbane. He'd probably get 80.
Let's do the tips. I got 92. I got 92 metres to the green. I got a group weight.
All right, okay, mate. All right, Adelaide, Geelong.
I'll take the Cats.
All these games are in Adelaide, if you didn't know. Collingwood, Sydney.
Pies.
Did you say you could tip Geelong to beat Adelaide?
Yes.
And you tip Collingwood to beat Sydney?
Yes.
That's what he said.
You're not taking it seriously. Are you tipping North Melbourne?
Are we on live here or are we on delay?
No.
You don't say anything. We're on live.
We're live. North Melbourne to beat Gold Coast then?
North Melbourne.
Oh, shut up, Ox. 16th versus 18th, Carlton and West Coast.
Carlton.
Bulldogs and Brisbane.
Doggies.
No. Come on, Ox.
All right.
Melbourne.
Hang on. Am I doing my tips or am I doing your tips?
Well, if you're not going to do them seriously, we won't get you on for nothing again next week.
I'm doing them seriously. I'm doing them seriously.
We won't pay you next week if you don't take it seriously. Melbourne.
Please. Yeah, I can't afford that coffee.
Melbourne, Essendon.
Lock of the round, Melbourne.
Yeah. Richmond, Fremantle.
Freo.
St Kilda Giants.
Giants.
Yeah, easy. Port Adelaide, Hawthorn.
Ooh. Hawthorn.
Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Hit him well, mate.
Hit him well.
92 is a little gap wedge.
And enjoy dinner with Oscar Allen tonight, Tim.
He's a little snigger as he goes.
22 past 7. Hope you've enjoyed the little cameos he's put on. He won't be back on the show.
Yeah, he will be. He's too popular.